Hello, hello. How are you guys? I don't know why, but it feels like it's been longer than a week since I talked with you guys and have sat down to do like an update. I know I posted last Sunday, but it feels like a long time ago. Um, so yeah, hi, what's up? Anyways, I wasn't sure what I wanted this next video to be about, but then I realized that there were a few milestones that I wanted to share, and I wanted to kind of reflect on what this journey has been like so far overall, because you guys know that I've been making some pretty big changes just with my environment and all through just following what feels right and feels good in the moment, truly going with the flow. And so, yeah, you guys, it's been just over a month since I packed my apartment up, put it in storage, and got on a flight to Thailand. I'm in Bali now, but that was all that I knew when I packed my stuff up, was that I was going to Thailand. And now here I am in Bali, and I've been here for about 3.5 weeks. I leave soon, and I have a lot of exciting things to do still, but before I get into all that stuff, you guys, I really wanted to talk about like how it's been to really take the leap of faith and to bet on yourself. Let me first off by saying this is not something that is, I would say, easy or always feels good. I'm going to start with that. This doesn't always feel good. And a lot of times, like the best way, I told my mom this earlier today. I was like, do you remember that story? We were talking about how Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days. And just, can you imagine being in the wilderness, not knowing where you're going, and the only direction or the only pinpoint of, hey, God, like, which way do you want me to go? Left, right, backwards, up, down, is God. Like, that's all your source, that you know where to go. That's what this is like. If anyone's wondering, this is not just like the pretty pictures on Instagram, and all that stuff, like, or the funny TikToks, which I rarely do. But every moment, it's like, truly like, God, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? And it's such a contrast from how I used to live my life. And I've shared this before, like, since, going through that trajectory of like corporate America and all that stuff, like, there was no question about what you do, but was it who you are? And so that has been the one thing that I will say that has not been something that I've had to give up or have to compromise. I haven't compromised myself yet being on this journey. I've been Aaron this whole time, and it feels really good. At times, it can feel uncertain, and you feel like, am I making the right choices? Am I doing the right thing? But the one thing that you always have is yourself, and then your connection to, your higher source, God or whatever. And that is amazing. And I will say it's truly, truly, truly a faith builder and a trust builder. Like, how far are you willing to go? Like, something that's been on my mind in this like analogy that's been coming up is, how far are you willing to go, and what are you willing to do with the trust in God? Are you willing to really go for it? And sometimes, y'all, like, sometimes I feel so pumped. I'm like, yes, I'm doing it. Blah blah blah. Yes, yes, yes. And then other moments, I'm like, I ain't making any progress. I'm not. There's nothing happening. Blah blah blah. Like, it's all of that. And so, one of the things that I would just share for anyone who wants to like bet on yourself, and especially for those who maybe don't have a clear, like, okay, this is exactly what I'm doing. Now, first of all, I want to say, like, I know exactly what I want. Um, I know exactly what I want. I see it clear as day, but the route to it doesn't always make sense to me. And I know that that's not my job. Like, I know that that's God's thing. He's working all that together. But especially for those like who saying like, this is not where I want to be. This is not how I'm supposed to be living. Like, this is not who I am. I need to be like doing something. I need to find that next thing that is me. I would say that that's kind of similar to my approach because I don't want to just be a content creator. I don't want to just be a singer. I don't want to just be an entrepreneur, an investor. I don't want to just be um, someone who travels all over the world and shares that experience. I'm all of those things and more. I'm all of that. And so, oh, by the way, do y'all like my shirt? It's backwards, but it says 94 for the year that I was born in. And so when you're all these things, it's like, and I know that, like, God has placed all these things on my heart for me to accomplish and to do. I'm not just a model. Like, there's just so many things that are on the list, right? Um, I can't tell you how it's gonna all come together. I can't. But the one thing that always has been the consistent thing is like my trust and faith in God. And there's moments where I waver. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's moments where I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, God, like, or not even God, like, Aaron, what are you doing? Aaron, what are you doing? Like, but the one thing that always brings me back is like all of the things so far on my trip, like I I have experienced things that I would have never experienced in my life. Like, I've met some amazing people. I have I have connected with people in ways that I would have never imagined. Um, I have been able to share my energy, my vibe with people who were in desperate need of a spark. And I'm so glad to do that. And I've got to see the world in a way that I never would have. So I know that, like, this is, what I'm supposed to be doing, but the actual, like, the how it all comes together, I can't tell you. I really don't know. I have no idea. And I'm going to continue to say that. I just know that it will. And the best part about it is that I am betting on myself. I am willing to go through this experience because I don't want anything else, to be honest. I don't want anything else outside of that. So, oh my God, I kind of just gave myself a pep talk because I feel really like inspired. I feel really inspired right now because just before I was kind of like, but you guys, like, I'm thinking of Dochi a lot because Dochi shared her journey on YouTube. I didn't watch the YouTube videos, but I think about her and how she just was like, look, like, this is what it is. And at some point, everyone's going to understand. And she got to that point. And I'm sure there's more on her journey, but like, I just feel so connected to that because it's like, listen, like, I'm, when I'm say I'm done with the other things that I'm done. I'm done. So I don't even know if this is an encouraging video, but I guess the really what I would say for people who are on this path or are thinking of betting on themselves is that you're going to have to believe a lot outside of just who you are in the flesh. Like, there's moments where you're not going to um you alone can do it. And what is that? There's a scripture with this, like, with by myself I can't, but with God I can, something like that. I'm really bad with scriptures. Let me see. I should look it up. Okay, so there's a lot of different scriptures that kind of connect me to what I'm trying to say, but the popular one that did come to mind was Philippians 4:13, and it was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And y'all, I'm not getting preachy, I promise. But what I'm trying to say, and it's not about Jesus Christ, you have to, like, if you're gonna, anything that you're trying to do outside of just your own thoughts and limitations, like, you can do that, but it's only gonna take you so far. Some people call it Delulu, but it is Tralulu. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And so that's what it's like to bet on yourself. And um, I told my mom, I was like, if God told me, yes, yeah, if I felt called, I'm gonna say that. I told my mom this morning, I was like, do you know if I felt called to, like, go back to corporate America right now, I 1000% would. If I truly had that calling. And it was like, you know, the same energy that said, all right, go fly to Bangkok and go do that, if that same energy was saying, all right, now go apply to whatever and get back into corporate America, do you know 1,000% I would? Do you know how easy, like, some of the things that I'm dealing with, or some of the things that I have to like consider, health insurance, having like a steady income, all those different things that I wouldn't have to think about anymore. But that's not the calling. And so when you are going through things where it seems like it's impossible, or when you're going through things where it's like, I don't see how this is going to come together full circle, you really do have to, at least for me, I'm truly leaning on like my faith. That's the one thing I have. And so, anyways, I'm going to end it at that. And I hope this encourages you all to um, just believe in yourselves and follow the journey, because I can't wait to show y'all what it's going to look like. All right. Peace. Bye.